Modern Warfare has a lot of guns that are completely underrated and completely underused within the game. With the spam of the 7.25 shotgun and the M4A1, I decided that I would start to talk about some of the weapons that people barely use or you rarely see in anyone's gameplays, and I figured I would start today with the Bizon. Now, the Bizon submachine gun has actually been within Modern Warfare since Modern Warfare 2, back in the old days of around 2010. We actually had access to the gun back then, and it was a pretty powerful submachine gun with a fast fire rate. This time around, I'm going to give you the statistics of the weapon. I'm going to tell you what I use. There's no best class setup, it's just the personal things that I use for the weapon, and then we can talk a little bit more about the weapon in general and as to why I think this weapon is really, really good. Now, the Bizon has different types of damage ranges based on where you hit your opponent. If you hit your opponent in the legs or the feet, you will deal 30 damage. If you hit them in the torso or the chest, you will deal 34, and at 55 for headshots. Now, people might say, well, with such a low damage rate, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to win with this weapon? The weapon is effective at all ranges. It literally works at any range possible. It's just you don't need a sight on this because it's completely accurate. It doesn't have such a high fire rate where the recoil is unbearable. And personally, the attachments that I run are actually really, really cool, and I use the polygonal barrel, I use the monocle reflex sight, and I use the lightweight suppressor just to reduce sound because everything in this game sounds like it was from a Michael Bay movie on steroids. So this is what I'm trying to say with this gun. Guns in Modern Warfare are oftentimes, there's only usually a few in every Call of Duty that people like to talk about, but there are so many that people don't decide to use for unknown reasons, or maybe they're just not as popular, or the YouTube community isn't talking about them. So I really think that this weapon's biggest strength is its range. It can kill at all ranges, and it doesn't matter what you use on this weapon. The only time that you will ever get a substantial recoil increase is if you use the no stock attachment. I don't understand why that's an attachment, but just don't use the no stock attachment because your recoil will kick all the way up. It will not kick to the side or in a circular fashion. It will just kick up. And this type of gun, as I said before, is not really talked about. I mean, a few people have used it. The next one that I'm actually going to be doing is the MP7 submachine gun because I figured I'll just get all the submachine guns out of the way. But the point is that Modern Warfare just has so many guns that are underused. And I know I keep saying that, but it's really a shame because the only guns that I seem to be seeing used are the snipers, the M4A1 and the 7.25, the FR556, which are, you know, those are your basic OP weapons. Those are the weapons that everybody talks about, and I'm really tired of the fact that nobody decides to talk about these other weapons. So the point is, guys, I want to know what you guys think. Do you like the Bizon? What attachments do you run for it? And do you think it is a good weapon for all scenarios? Obviously not on ground war because this weapon is not that capable. Okay, I'm going to give you a warning there. Don't do this on ground war, but play on any other mode and you should do fine. Anyway, guys, let me know down in the comment section what weapon you want me to bring up next. Did you enjoy this video? And yeah, this is Hades Gaming signing off. Have a good Christmas, guys.